It all started one Friday afternoon, looking for a way to entertain myself over the weekend. I logged onto Hypixel to see what I could possibly play, maybe some Bed Wars or Sky Wars. But a game stood out to me, a game which, I've heard a lot about, but never took the time to actually dedicate my time into, that game being Hypixel Skyblock. In order before I start sharing my experience playing Skyblock, I feel like I have to say something. This isn't my first time playing Hypixel Skyblock. When Skyblock first came out, I got on it and messed around in my island and did the tutorial. Other than that, I have not touched this game. This is a new experience for me, and I want to share it with you, so if you would sit back, and watch me as I venture into the journey of Hypixel Skyblock. The first thing I did was sell some of my extra items, such as wheat that's been sitting there for who knows how long, and other unnecessary items. I then, after a few minutes of searching, found a mine and decided to start digging up some armor and weapons. I couldn't find any iron, but I found the blacksmith and the enchanting area. I proceeded to go further in the mine and found this portal, which then led me to the gold mine. I then finally got some iron. After a while of mining, I went back to my island to cook the iron into ingots to make into armor. I then added a little bridge to the hub world, as I felt it should be improved in some type of way. I then went into a new area, the deep caverns. The gunpowder mines didn't have much of a new ores, it was the same thing in the gold mine. After being so confused for almost an hour, I had found a new area, the lapis floor. I saw these zombies which were in leather armor, so I believed I would be able to kill them easily. Well, I was completely wrong. I still was pretty confused on what else to do, so I just mined and tried looking for a new floor. I then found a new area, but by what you're going to see, I was not prepared. After searching for a while, I had found the next level. At this point I just wanted to get to the bottom layer. Everything was going well until I met this big slime that wouldn't move the fuck out of the way. After a little bit of time, I finally killed the shit and went on to the diamond layer. After trying to fight one of these things, I can see that I am very underleveled. After a bit of mining, I mined out full diamond armor. For the rest of the first day, I mined ores for a bit of money. Day 2 happened, and today I wanted to level up some of my skills. I noticed that this thing called the bazaar was a good thing to unlock. I had to get a certain level on a few different skills. I started to kill some zombies as well. I also started getting some wheat as well. A little selling later, I put some of my coins in the bank. I was then walking from the bank when this guy started to drop these enchanted wools. Then I saw that a stack of these wools sold for almost 20,000 per stack. So I decided to sell all of them to make a little bit of money. I then started to level up my foraging more. I also explored the other forests. I tried doing the race thingy, but I was too slow and I couldn't even get up to the jungle section. After a bit of tree chopping, I finally accessed the jungle section. I then decided to go back to spawn and went to this guy who sold this iron sword and accidentally purchased it, so I used it. Then I decided to go enchant the sword. I had this little quest thing that I did and I could get a free reforge, so I did it and I think I got a good sword. I did decent damage, but even then I don't think it was enough. I wasn't one-shotting anyone. Watch this intense gamer PvP. For the rest of that day I basically mined diamonds because I saw that this armor set called Hardened Diamond Armor was good. I then finally got Enchanted Diamond recipe. I then saw how much it took to make one enchanted diamond, which took me by surprise. After realizing how long it would take me to get all of those diamonds, I decided to instead expand my island a little. I also added an enchantment table. I decided to get some more ores and other mining stuff. On the way there this guy gave me some money. I returned to get some trees and finally unlocked the bazaar. I then saw that this event was happening, me at this time not knowing what it was. I was so lost and confused. I then got Frosty the Snowman. I'm still lost though. I also hit this gift thingy and it gave me a gift. I tried giving this guy a gift, however he wasn't there, but then this other guy came instead. I then headed back to my island as I was still confused and didn't understand the point. I did some more mining and ran into this guy who gave me this thing called a compactor. I forgot to mention that I crafted 2 diamond minions as I wanted double the diamond exposure. I also made a lapis minion. After placing the lapis minion, I went on to make a redstone minion as well. I put an auction on a jungle axe and got the highest bid, making my tree chopping way more faster. I'm not sure what it was, but this guy was like flying all over the Oakwood area. After getting a good amount of logs, I made them into their enchanted form. I was trying to make storages for the minions so they're effective overnight. I started day 3 by going to the mines. This guy also gave me this armor called lapis armor, which I've heard is pretty good for a starter. I forgot to mention I made it to the obsidian layer and this guy was asking for a bunch of stuff for this secret place. I've already done all the mining for these resources, which I then gave to them. I then got transported to this new area called the Dwarven Mines. I then talked to this guy who sold pickaxes that were over $1 million. At this time I only have around 200k. I started mining some of this new ore, but it took really long to mine, so I didn't stay here for long. I found this dragon egg, which I'm not sure what it did. I went to my minions and put this enchanted charcoal, which is supposed to increase their speed. I was also leaving to go to a place, so I wasn't going to be home to be able to play. Once I came back, I first started to build a new storage area. After a good amount of time spent building, I had finished the storage place. I have tried my best to organize everything. One thing is, however, no matter how much I organize, stuff still gets thrown all over the place. I did some mining. I then believed it was time for me to get a good weapon. I did some research, and this weapon called the Aspect of the End was one of the most recommended weapons, so I did what anyone would do, I got it. Something I forgot to mention was the fact that I also bought this armor set called Glaciite. It was pretty cheap and it had decent stats for around only 20,000 in total. I also then ventured to the end, but even with the new purchased items, I was no match. To start of day 4, I crafted these things called auto smelters, which smelt both the gold and iron minions, hence me having to cook all of them every single time. I also crafted this portal in my island, 1 for looks, 2 for connivance. I also found the catacombs, which I don't really know what you do here, but it looks cool. I reforged my sword to spicy and went to check out my damage. Yeah, I know my damage is trash. While walking around the hub, I found this fairy person who gave me stat boosts. I tried doing this little mini game, which, let's just say, I have not finished and don't plan on ever finishing. The whole rest of that day was a blur. I didn't do anything but level up a few collection and personal levels. I begin day 5 by getting mushrooms. The reason is that I can craft the soup which can let me fly. After unlocking the recipe, I headed to my island to craft the soup. I then began to build a sugar cane farm. I then saw that this epic elephant was selling for pretty cheap. If you don't know, a legendary elephant gives you extra crops. Obviously this isn't a legendary version, but I saw that I can upgrade the rarity of any pet to cat. I then went to go check how much it would take to upgrade the elephant pet, and wow, that shit is expensive.
You know what it is? Broke, nigga. Your auntie broke. Your grandma broke. Your brother broke. Nigga, you broke!
After messing around, the most craziest thing happened. I joined this guy island because he said he was selling an Aspect of the End for 20,000. I thought I could sell it for more later on. However, this guy gave me 3 level 11 clay minions. At this point I was pretty familiar with what is the best, such as clay and snow minions being the best minions. So day 6 is kind of interesting. Nothing much was recorded. However, what you need to know is that I built a proper minion place and added a blaze minion. The problem being is I didn't record getting any of it. I started the day by putting my minion collections in chests. I also forgot to mention I purchased a grappling hook from the auction house for around 5,000. Here is the upgraded place, by the way. I saw that an election was happening. This was my first time voting and I voted for this person named Jerry, which I noticed appears also on my island. I also started to learn how to properly use the bazaar. Before I would just insta-sell everything, but now I can create a sell offer which gives me more overall money. As you can see here, I used a lot of my grinded sugarcane and had a lot of sell offers up. After claiming all of it, I made upwards to 80,000. I also had made a good amount of progress in the sugarcane farm. I farmed a lot of sugarcane and tried different ways to bring in income. However, one of the most craziest things had happened towards the end of the day, which you can see for yourself. This person, named Armo Trapper, gave me a full set of young dragon armor for free. There was only one problem: I wasn't high enough combat level to use the armor, so I would have to grind out combat level. If Armo Trapper sees this, you are awesome, dude. If you've watched this far, comment Armo Trapper for a cookie. We finally made it, the last day for this video. The first thing I did was reach the combat level for me to be able to use the young dragon set. I had now became the Flash. After doing a lot of bizarre selling, I was close to $1 million, so my goal would to end of the 7 days with 1 million in the bank. I collected some redstone so I could get an accessory bag upgrade as well as the recipe for a personal compactor. I also started to collect a few talisman. I didn't get the chance to upgrade them, but I was just collecting them. After farming more sugarcane, I had reached my goal. I have over $1 million in my bank. And well, after more grinding, it was the end of the day. I have officially played Hypixel Skyblock for 7 real-life days. With this in mind, I will show the progression of my island. I know there was a few steps skipped, but with the amount of grinding, placing, stuff like that, I felt like that would be the most boring thing to watch, so I just skipped to the good parts. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. This took me a long time to make, first having to play the 7 days, finals in school and other stuff getting in the way, causing this video to take so long. I would appreciate your feedback in the comments. If you are new here, consider subscribing, leave a like for more Minecraft Hypixel content, and with that all said and done, enjoy the tour of my 7-day island.